Hi guys, it's Joanne from 15 Spatulas. Today we are going to make brown butter potato chip chocolate chip cookies. Now this is not your average cookie recipe, and I actually think it's good enough to serve when you're entertaining guests, and I've done that to rave reviews, so I'm really excited to share this recipe with you. So the first thing we're going to do is brown our butter. So I'm going to turn my heat to medium. And we're gonna let this first melt down, and it'll kind of get frothy and pale. And after the butter is fully melted, you'll see that the frothing will kind of subside a little bit. And as you keep cooking the butter, it's gonna start to get these little brown specks in the bottom, and those little milk solids are really aromatic when they caramelize. It's gonna give our cookies this really kind of complex toffee-like flavor. It's delicious. Once the butter is brown, you want to get it off the heat and pour it into a large bowl. And now I'm going to add a cup of packed brown sugar and half a cup of granulated sugar. And I'm going to whisk this together until it kind of cools down a little bit and the two are well mixed. And once this is well mixed and has cooled for a couple of minutes, you're gonna add in a large egg and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just whisk that together. And now we're gonna add in our dry ingredients. So I'm gonna add 10 ounces or 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a half teaspoon of baking soda, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt since I used unsalted butter. And I'm just gonna whisk this together to get it started. And then I usually like to switch to a spatula as the cookie dough starts to get really thick. And right before the flour disappears is when I like to add in 3/4 of a cup of chocolate chips and 3/4 of a cup of crushed potato chips. And I will say that the kind of potato chip you use here is really important. I've tried using cheap potato chips and they just don't have the crunch that you need. I'm using kettle cooked chips because they're really robustly crunchy. They're gonna give this cookie the texture that it really needs. So I'm just gonna toss this around with my spatula to distribute the chocolate chips and the potato chips throughout the dough. And then you can just take a large cookie scoop and portion out large scoops of cookie dough right onto a silicone mat or parchment lined baking sheet. All right, so these are gonna go into a 350 Fahrenheit oven for about 13 minutes until they're golden brown on the edges. Before I taste one of my cookies, I just want to thank you all so much for all your feedback on the video styles. And one of my favorite tips from you guys was to describe a bit more how the food tastes, and I really like that. So I'm going to taste this cookie and try to give you a better idea of what this experience is. So the first thing that I noticed about this cookie is how aromatic it is. It smells so good from that brown butter because we caramelized those milk solids. And then I love that this has brown sugar and the white sugar because it gives it kind of a crisp exterior and then a really soft, chewy center to this cookie. And those little speckled crushed potato chips all throughout this, they give it a little bit of crunch and texture. If you've never had potato chips in a cookie before, you definitely gotta try this. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this cookie recipe, and I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy.